2, 3. Bam!
Welcome to the Friendly Geordies podcast. Schwelcome. Thank you for being so patient. You had to wait an entire week.
Yeah.
But we have...
And yet we've come back.
We've come back, and we've got to start with the big issue, which has been dominating the Australian headlines. Can you believe Albanese just bought himself a $4.2 million ocean view mansion? Which
Unbelievable.
the Telegraph or Fin Review, I can't remember which one it was, it says, horrible politics with ocean views. Which, come on, you got to admit, is a pretty good headline.
That was amazing.
Well, just to keep you abreast of this state that you are vaguely aware may or may not exist, Queensland, Ali.
Well, yeah.
Recently, Stephen Miles just announced, we will go back into this, but I have to inform the people. Stephen Miles recently came out with a policy saying, if I'm re-elected, school lunches all around. You get one, doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, everyone gets a lunch. I'm Mr. Beast, and I just fed 1 million students. And so that guy has been getting nothing but praise everywhere. Everyone's saying, oh my God, this is going to alleviate poverty, it's going to reduce crime. You go to the Courier Mail, and the headline is Communism 101. Stephen Miles announces lunches. School lunches is now communism, Ali. This is incredible. Like 101 as well. This is what all of Marx's teachings was all about, apparently.
It is. If you feed them, they're not going to have the hunger to succeed anymore.
I don't know what they're saying. Like, what how is this? Okay. Ali, can you just explain to me, because you have like a lot more teachings in the realm of communism. How is this communism?
I am
like, I think a
disappointed.
lot of American southern states give out free lunches.
I see what you've done here.
What?
You've picked a topic which is a clear slam and dunk and avoided the Waterview mansion.
Yeah.
You see what's happening here?
He's pivoted hard.
pivoted.
But it's
Classic
all-
political maneuvering.
God.
I've been
It's all-
exposed.
That's your pivot.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And if I can pivot again, these hoodies are pretty good. $80.
Yeah, online.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
FriendlyJordies.com.
Well, you know what
Check
you
it out.
did? You did, yeah, China is bad, but what about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, guys? Come on.
Yeah.
Why does one do that? Ali, explain to me. Why does one drop a bomb and kill an entire city? Go.
Dude, that was good. You're
I
ready.
acknowledge your point, Ali. However, here's a completely different conversation.
You are ready for politics.
We can go on to the school lunches too, but like, let's
We'll
go.
go on to- It's just, what a headline. All right, so what was it again? Terrible politics with an ocean view. It's a pretty good runner-up.
Yeah, it's pretty
I think
good.
nothing's ever going to be communism 101, but we've got a number 2. We really
good.
do. It's pretty good, Dan. I don't know. Like, okay, so what do you want me to say about this? You want me to sit there and say this is outrageous that Albo bought a house? Is that
No,
I'll say it. If you want me to say it, I'll say it. It's too much money. It's too much. I'm not happy. This is the one thing he's done that's pissed me off.
Why does that piss you off? Because you don't have a waterfront mansion.
Part of it.
Part of it. And what's the other part?
Okay, how about
There's
this?
too many mills. That's how many. That's the other part.
Miss,
Too many mills on that.
Miss, this will make you significantly less jealous.
All right.
It is a waterfront mansion,
Yeah.
but it's in Central Coast.
Okay. That has chilled me out.
Alleviated some of it. Yeah, look at how riled up he was before.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, Potts Point or something, but like, okay, that's not that bad.
It's incredible that Mislav's posture
huge
is still
loss.
just a sloped chimp, no matter if he's like as angry as you could possibly get him or if he's just like, completely cool.
Thank you. I don't
Same
know.
thing.
I do love Albos' response, as like stern as it was. I think it was very accurate. He was asked about this, and he said,
What do you say?
I do earn a lot of money.
That's a pretty cool response. That is a cool response. You know
The
what he
man's
should-
on a
you know what he should have said?
$700,000 or $800,000 a year package,
Yeah.
and has been in politics for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you want me to do with my money? What do you want?
Exactly. Put it in the back in the
And he
economy.
sold his Inner West house to do it too.
Oh, okay. Well,
You know what's
that's
amazing?
not
If he
that bad.
gave away
Alright, that's not that
every
bad.
cent of his paycheck, that's okay. Well, what are we arguing about here?
Now,
he
I've
bought a house.
I've been brought
He
back
literally
now.
has a place to live now. The audacity of a prime minister to own something.
I've been brought back.
Yeah, but he
Isn't it
apparently
incredible? Like Malcolm Turnbull had a waterfront view, but it wasn't at Avoca Beach.
Yeah.
It was a view of Kirribilli House,
Yeah.
and then they said to him, "Do you want to go live in the Prime Minister's house?" The Prime Minister's house, and then he said, No, it's southern facing.
Yeah.
It's a bit damp in there.
That is a bit
He
worse.
continued to live in his mansion. Like what? Because he didn't buy it when he was Prime Minister? This is
Yes.
okay? Well, okay, all right. Okay, so instead of having a $4 million house, he's allowed to have a $400 million
It
house.
wasn't that much.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm
also,
going to try and
like,
find out.
fine,
I'm going to find
fine.
out. Hey, anyone, chat. Does anyone know how much Malcolm Turnbull's house is worth?
And I'm also gonna say, dude, I don't like. I've come to the realization that Malcolm Turnbull wasn't that bad of a guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
dude.
come to that same conclusion.
Yeah, you look at Peter Dunn, you're like, give me Malcolm, bro.
Any
I
day.
want Malcolm hard right
so
now.
true. You know what that is?
Two historical figures for me are completely changed. Malcolm Turnbull,
Scott Morrison.
and as a side note, Gandhi.
I don't. Okay, now someone's pivoting the conversation. I don't know what that's got to do with.
But Gandhi, I've come to the conclusion, is a
He was
great
good,
man.
right.
Anyways,
Well, because he had sex with a lot of virgins. Is that the
no,
deal?
that's the one bad thing about him.
I thought that was going to be his like, okay, all right. Like, I mean, he slayed a lot, man.
He was a very principled. I've just been doing some research on the man, and I've realized that I'm just being stupid packy for no reason. He was a truly exceptional human being that lived,
But he was Indian, so.
that died, like
I
was
love that
assassinated
it's that
for
long to
human
come around
rights.
Nah, okay, yeah. I guess I'll come back. I mean, look, the fact that it's in the Central Coast and that he sold his actual house, it's like, well,
Well, okay. How about this? This will tilt us to. He sold his house, but he sold his investment property.
Oh my God! Look at these dumb answers. People are saying, I asked, how much is Malcolm Turnbull's house? The first answer is got to be at least 420K.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
At least, I think that we could say that it's definitely over 420,000.
That man has $25 in his bank account. But he goes like, Kira Billy facing Sydney Mansion
but you
is
gotta
at least
admit-
420.
You know, it'd be really cool though. You have to admit, if
What?
he did, if Albo did this, if he sold his house, sold every house he had, and was like, I'm living in the Redfern Houso flats out of principle to show that public housing is still a good way to live in Australia in 2024. That would have been boss.
Yeah, that would be boss.
That would have been very.
However,
boss.
I wouldn't expect him to do that. I don't.
That's
Okay,
That's where you and I differ.
so this is the only way he's going to win back his vote, is it?
Well,
he has to live in housing commission.
It'd be-
You don't live in housing
I know, but
commission.
it would be a crazy flex.
I don't think
It's
that's
also
a
like
flex.
a huge security risk.
Yeah, that's true. It would be different.
I mean, I know he has guards, but
Yeah.
Just people knocking in. Hey, but you got any meat tonight?
Yeah.
Can I come in?
Yeah. But then he
I'm
could just-
trying to have a meeting with the president of India right now.
Oh,
Who's
someone
like,
said
Yeah, we'll bring
15
him in.
who said
someone
that?
said
I don't
15
mind any
mil.
meat.
15 mil. You guys really have no idea
Oh, no,
how much that house
Turnbull-
must be worth.
Turnbull originally bought the house back in 1994 for 5.43 mil
Oh my god, he bought it in 1990.
and purchased the adjoining
Which is
property for
1 million.
7.1 in 99. But the thing is, if you do something in 99, it doesn't count, you know? It's like, he was in banking, right?
I don't buy these. See, okay, no, all right. I was off, but I wasn't. Yeah, okay. Look, I was off by $200 million. I'll say that. But still, his house is worth. No, it would be worth way more than that now. This was in. The AFR reckons it's worth $200 million. And that was in 2019. 2019. So this is
That's
pre-COVID.
insane.
Right, okay.
That's so,
So
much
it's got to
money.
be $300 million now. Minimum.
That's great. Man deserves it.
Yeah, because what? Because he bought it in the 90s.
Yeah, and also he's
like, it's bad.
Isn't it so annoying
he
that
hates
like
Muslims less.
he bought what? The Dutton?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Hang on. Is this why you want Malcolm Turnbull back?
Yeah, I've
Because he gives
exposed
you better
myself.
vibes?
I've exposed myself. I'm gonna be honest, dude. After that Israel-Palestine podcast we did, and I read the comments, I was like, "Damn, I need some protection."
I gotta start wearing that scarf, man.
I need some protection. All of these guys around me, I don't know when they can turn on my ass like that.
Like, I don't remember you saying anything pro-Israeli. Was it just you weren't anti-Israeli enough? Is that what?
No, they
No,
were
no,
upset
no.
that I was too pro-Israeli.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But I really can't remember.
Anyways, moving on. I don't want to
Yeah, but
encourage
let's
this
move
anymore.
on.
I have been plenty scared, which is why I'm thinking, no. Let's not hedge the bets. Like, Malcolm is also a good fallback.
You know what it is? Ali.
Mm-hmm.
You know why you like Malcolm Turnbull more? And my lawyer was explaining this to me. It's because he comes from old school wealth. He's not old school wealth, but he's from that school, right? Wealthy people, up until fairly recently in human history, like, okay, the guy that owned like all of Worcestershire in Britain that lived in the castle at the top, he was actually a pretty good dude. Right. You know, like he was actually a pretty nice guy. Yeah, like when people are like, my tractor's broken down here, he's just like, very well, send it off to the blacksmith. And then the blacksmith would look at it and be like, I'm not a mechanic. And he's just like, my hands are tied.
And came up with arguably one of the best sauces of all time.
Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
Is it?
Yeah, Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, I love
Is that good?
I like that.
I've always looked at it and been like, okay, this freaks me out. This looks like British soy sauce. I'm not fucking touching it.
It is British soy sauce.
Is it? It's British soy sauce?
It is. It's good for, like, I guess, steak. Hey.
Yeah.
So you've never had it either?
No, I've had it with steak exclusively.
Nice.
And I drizzle a little bit on Caesar salad. That's the only times I've used Worcestershire sauce.
Damn. Now, let's talk to the real foodie, Miss.
No, wait. Before
No, okay, you cut off. You're done, Miss. You've had your chance.
Before we
shut the hell up.
I'm sorry.
Look, there's a call-in.
Very sorry.
There's a call-in that we were supposed to do. Should we do that as well now? If we've exhausted the Albo property segment.
Yes. What was the opinion at the end? He doesn't live in housing commission, specifically in Glebe, mind you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do if it was in Central Coast. Not hard enough, apparently.
Yeah,
has to be in Glebe.
I'd prefer that.
Yeah, back to his old school roots. Yeah. And if he doesn't get that, he doesn't get our vote. All right, that's it. We're all officially on board with Dutton, but we wish that we were voting for Malcolm Turnbull. That's, that's
last point.
Even though I think Malcolm Turnbull really hates Dutton, man.
Last point on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Last point on that. He bought that Central Coast mansion to be closer to his wife's family.
That's nicer as well. I'm starting to turn on it. Maybe it's fair.
Anyway, that was my last point. All right, I'm gonna call. This guy's been waiting for this call. Okay. Can you put your headphones on?
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm gonna get anything in it. No, I'm getting the ring. Yeah, see, in radio they edit it after the second.
Oh, do they?
We got 2.5. Sloppy.
Hello, gamers.
Hello.
Gamers. First of all, gamer, what would you like us to call you? By your name or some other name?
You can call me Jack.
Dude, did you call
That
yesterday?
is weird because that's also your name.
Yeah, did you call up yesterday?
I would never call 2 days in a row.
Okay.
Because you called me this time.
Yeah, I
True
did.
that.
I did. But we did organize
So
this before.
we are talking to the same person,
I
just
think
clarify.
so, yeah, I
Yep,
think
okay,
so.
good.
No,
good.
we're not. But Jack, you have to tell us something. I think you have two different stories that you want to get our review of. So start with the first one.
Okay, calm yourselves, gentlemen.
Will do.
I'm going to tell you a tale of the thrice times I shit my pants.
Sick.
It's terrible,
Quality
I know.
content.
But before I begin, I just want to set the record straight that no one's above it. We've all shit our pants before.
Yeah,
I know the millions of listeners
though,
here.
Jack. Hang on. Are you talking about when you're an adult, or are you going to be like, the first instance was just after birth? How old were you with the first pants shitting incident? That's what I want to know.
Okay. The first time I shit my pants, it was a normal Springs Day, November 4th, 2016, I think. It's my birthday.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's my last pair of pants.
I thought you were going to last birthday.
What do you mean your last pair of pants? What are you, Kramer? You own
I'm at home.
Yeah.
I'm at home. I have a very limited number of pants, and I've only got one pair.
Wait, what?
And today
How did you get to that point? How did you get to the point where, like, damn, I've got one pants?
Dude, he is a friendly Geordie's podcast listener. It checks out.
I outgrew all of my pants. I've been wearing the same pants I've been wearing since I was 14. It happens. We've all been there.
Not all of us, but
Well, here I am. at the party, talking to a friend from work that I invited over. Just normal, like, this is at my house. And then suddenly, oh no,
A squelch.
is that a creeping fart I feel? Rapping at my chamber door.
Why did we take this call?
Well,
Like how he's talking about his anus and his chamber door, but it's classy.
Okay.
well, it's never stopped me before. I let it rip, silent of course. But oh no, there is a little poop in there. Just a shot, we've all been there before. Excuse me a moment.
I don't want to hear
I said
the
to
other
them.
two. He's too descriptive. It's
He's a
freaking
writer.
Me out.
Are you ordering Macca's right now?
Yeah, it's Scott Morrison being like, Jack. Yeah, that's my name.
Yeah.
My favorite place is Hawaii.
I go back inside to assess the damage. Oh no, there's a lot of poopies in there. Oh no, my last pair of pants. I take the wet pair of pants out of the washer and I wear those. No one will notice. They're both blue pairs of pants.
Yep.
Who cares that it's a wet pair of pants?
Yep.
I return. The person says to me, "Dude, did you change your pants?" Oh no, I've been foiled. I've been found out. It's terrible.
It's kind of like a book reading.
It's so good.
It's not bad, eh? Yeah.
Attenborough
audible.
narrating,
Yeah, it's
pants
audible.
shitting,
Yeah.
budget.
The
Attenborough.
second time
Oh, no,
I
that's
shit
the
my pants,
second. All right, Jack, can we turn this into a trilogy?
It is a trilogy.
Yeah, it is already.
I have 3 stories of shitting my pants.
All right, well, wind them up. Hurry up.
We've got
I
all
can't
night,
I
buddy.
can't keep listening to very granular details of someone shitting themselves.
Shouldn't have used the word granular.
I'm behind the wheel of my work vehicle. I am dying to go to the poo-poo place, but I have to travel to the storage key in which I collect my electronic materials. This is like a storage shed, you see.
Yes, we're aware.
It's like
Yeah.
Simpsons.
So I drive in, I park my car,
She died.
I step out of the vehicle. Excuse me a moment.
More Macca's.
I just need to play some.
It is a very
Ambient
emotional
music.
moment. I get it.
You don't play.
Take your time. Wipe your tears. It's a safe.
I get out of the car. Oh no, this is bad. I can't walk. I can't make it to the toilet that is inside the office.
Don't play the music in
200
the
meters
background.
away.
We don't need it. We'll go copyrighted. And also, this story does not need background music. Continue.
God.
The office where the toilet is 200 meters away, and I can't walk.
That's not that far, bro. But go on.
It's really not
It's
that fun. You just said it
It's
to make this
fun.
easier.
Yeah.
You just want validation for shitting yourself. That's what it's...
This isn't my first rodeo on the backside blowout.
Now you're
I
a
take a
seasoned
pla-
warrior now.
I can't.
I
follow
take
this
a plastic Ziploc bag
Oh.
and a gym towel from the car.
Oh
Whoa.
god.
It's time to make the donuts.
Oh god.
Wait, what does that mean?
I go into the storage shed and I pull the door down, pants down, doggy squat, and I defecate into the plastic Ziploc bag.
Oh my
Success!
That is not a success.
That's not a
Dude,
success.
that is
That's
not a
so
success.
gross.
That's a failure.
Oh my
No
god.
drips,
He's a dog.
no drops.
He's a dog.
I wipe my ass with the gym towel.
Keep off. You can't hear this.
He's got 3
I can't-
stories.
No, we can't.
We've gone too far.
Yeah, you gotta
I don't
do
want to
that.
hear someone shitting into a
finish
Ziploc.
line-
You don't understand how much worse this is with
The
you.
final one, the final one is so much better.
Okay, well, wait, hurry up. Go to the second. Just.
The third and final time,
Help audience.
I shit my pants. I'm a competitive card game player. I get up early and I travel a great distance in the car to compete in the major tournament I've been training for weeks. I'm a shoo-in for top 8. I arrive at a university campus. Oh no, I need to shit. Oh no, I have no idea where the toilets are. My plan, I'll walk to the hall and I'll go toilet there.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's on the complete other side of the campus. I begin my walk.
200 meters. Okay, yeah. No,
My
Ziploc.
cheeks and rectum are clenched tighter than ever before. I'm running out of time. I have to make it. I cross the bridge. I approach the hall. I'm getting slower as the pressure gets higher. I walk alongside a creek surrounded by trees. I can see the entrance to the hall, but it's over. Against my will, though I am a master of this meat shell, my south border defense line collapses, and my rectum releases the brown sea in short little quivers.
Not quivers. You didn't have to say quivers. Well, thanks, heaps, Jack.
I look around to see if there are any onlookers.
Yeah.
I'm in the clear. I dive into the trees beside the creek where nobody can see me. I kick off my jeans and I let it all go. Right there on the side of the creek, in the trees of a university campus. I must surrender my favorite pair of underwear to nature. I wipe myself clean, put my jeans back on, and I make back for the car, abandoning
Was that also
the
your last
mentioned
underwear? Did you have any more underwears?
I have a spare at home.
Good on you. Belty.
I have a spare. My wife's surprised to see me home.
You have
Oh,
a
you're
wife?
married.
Only laugh.
Jeez.
Why?
Okay. How
Only laughed
How did
as
that
I
happen?
scrub. I'm 30.
Dude, his first story of shitting his pants was when he was 22.
And when was the last one?
And he spent the next 8 years refining this into a story to be sold on Audible.
Still couldn't control his ass.
I'm 30.
It still beats most.
Well, the good
Australian
thing is, bro,
comedians.
like you're pretty close to it being accepted. I think, give it another 30 years, people are going to assume that that's what happens.
I eat too much McDonald's. It is true.
Yeah,
Too
really.
much Hungry Jacks.
Mm-hmm.
But I've stopped. I'm a refined man.
Mm-hmm.
I now make ham sandwiches.
Yeah, well, that would
You're
clog you
scaring
up.
me,
That's
buddy.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I'm
is
terrified of
very
you, Jack.
scared of
Yep,
you.
it's.
That is the
I
most
think Bishop
difficult.
speaks for us all.
I'm so glad that we could spend this time together, just the four of us.
Why are you talking like you're an audio recording and not a human being? Why do I
probably
feel like
is.
I press play?
I have autism and Asperger's.
There we go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're a Philly Geordie's fan, so.
Yep.
I was vaccinated 4 times as a child.
From autism? What?
No. When you're vaccinated, you get autism. You have to.
of course.
Oh,
Yeah, you have
yes.
to be up to date with the RFK.
And I
science.
keep going back for more.
Vaccines?
All right.
Once I start, I can't be stopped.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank-
all right. Well,
Thank you
Jack,
for sharing in my shame. I will remember all 3 of you,
all right, Jack. Thank you so
Questioning
much.
And I
my
look-
life listening to
and I
this.
look forward to the next time we speak.
There won't be another time, buddy. But thank you so much. I hope you get the help you severely need.
I don't need help anymore. I'm good.
He's already.
Yeah.
I got to say, Jack.
I was talking to Ali before the show. He's already shit himself 3 times this week.
I'm worried for Ali's mental health too at this point,
I know.
bud.
Watch Kill Tony and talk to you, my friend. I'm down. All right. Thank you so much, Jack, for calling in.
Yes,
I
thank you, Jack.
appreciate your wisdom and the refined stories.
Yes, we all do.
I will say one thing, that you can potentially become AI voice.
Yes.
So and I'd just like to piggyback on this. Tailored Effect has written, I shat myself in a full lecture hall once and in the Empire State Building.
Damn.
There we go.
You got married
There
at
we
the
go.
Empire
I
State?
proposed at the Empire State.
That guy shat himself. A lot of things happen in that building.
All right, Jack. Appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right.
Get the help you need, buddy.
Which is what?
Shit,
How to
Ollie.
control your bowels.
Oh.
All right, okay.
That was fun.
I hope you're
Fuck
happy
me.
about that segment. That was Jordan's idea, by the way, the call-ins.
Thank you, Ali. Thanks a lot for outing me like that. You're a very kind man.
Yeah.
If you have-
Sometimes
if you have-
there's a roof to Jordan's ideas, and we found the roof.
No, this one was good. If you have a story or a question worth bringing up on the podcast,
And we
message
will,
us on the Friendly Geordies Instagram page, or if you're a patron, send us a Patreon message. with the subject matter, and you can also call in on a future podcast.
And Liam Sango would like to wonder, what percentage of Geordie's user base is autistic? I'm going to say 100%. 100.
Hi.
High?
It's high.
99%.
Very high.
Yeah.
That was a fever dream. I agree. It's all up from here, folks. It really is.
It can
We
only
could
get
just sit
better.
in silence, and it'd be good from here on.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Let's bring up Miss Love. We'll do this one quickly because
What?
I don't know the gravity of this situation, but maybe you can shed us some light. So you know how Oasis tickets have sold out, and apparently
adjust
In Oz?
yourself.
in Oz, and if
They've
you
sold
want to
out.
buy a ticket, they can
Right.
go up to like $800 right
Jesus
now.
Christ.
Now
The price that they were originally.
the problem that I actually want to bring up here is, Miss.
Yep.
I don't know, like I said, the gravity of this situation, but
Yeah,
Four
yeah.
Corners has done a report on
I saw there was
the
a thing on
Ticketec and
Yes.
Ticketmaster.
I haven't watched it.
They're
but I
saying
want
that
to.
they charge close to 30%
I've heard
extra
this.
on like stupid shit like booking
look at
fee,
this.
merchant fee, whatever it is.
Yeah, I have it open as a tab, but yeah.
So what's the deal? Is that because what's his name? You know the guy who's saying the beds are burning. What's his name? Peter Garrett?
Yeah.
He also said that like this is a foreign company that's rorting the
Yes.
Australian public and time to throw them out. Do you
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah.
What utility are they bringing to the?
Dude, it's Jordan's Jordan's tirade, and it's true, man. It's another one of those rents. What do they call them? Rent seekers.
Rent seekers.
It's just another rent seekers thing.
What do they bring in that like no one else can?
Nothing. They just get a
It's a
monopoly.
monopoly.
That's
It's a
it.
monopoly.
And then they start using their monopoly to say to
Yeah.
other smaller venues, if you don't use us, then we are going to deny you access to all these artists.
Yeah, he's got it.
That's how they survive.
So it's just a mafia machine.
Mafia.
Mafia,
Absolute
yeah.
mafia.
So like pay protection or you can't operate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is how all
monopoly.
of those
So
venues.
So if someone replaces them, are we expecting them not to charge us? What are they actually charging us for?
Nothing.
Like, so
Like-
they're
like
not
the show,
providing
but
any
they-
service. Are they doing advertising for the shows, or are they doing?
Yeah, advertising.
advertising, that's
yeah,
it.
I'm sure Oasis. That's what Oasis
It's
needs.
ads,
That's what you're paying your
advertising.
$800 for.
Yeah.
To know that Oasis is coming here. You couldn't have figured that out from news.com or
from
Yeah.
any website on earth.
absolutely not.
Basically, like,
It was only Live Nation or whatever it is.
It's
Yeah.
kind of sad because I was watching some guy who was saying that he's been an Oasis fan, some Gen Xer. He's been an Oasis fan since like forever. When they last toured Australia in like mid 2000s or early 2000s, he's saying that he went to 4 of their shows,
Jesus.
and he's saying that he probably can't even afford one anymore.
It's fucked.
Oh.
It's bad.
Well, it's not the saddest story I've ever heard in my life.
It's nearly as sad as Albos' house, but it is sad. No, but honestly, I haven't watched the doco, but yeah, it sucks. It's just the same thing of just like, well, it's literally a thing of like, fine, don't see Oasis, go to an independent band, throw your ticket
Well,
away,
this is
and
the
everyone's
thing.
like,
I understand.
and they don't do it.
I understand if independent bands aren't able to go against these big corporations. But what's the purpose for Oasis just giving 30%
No,
of
it's
their
because
revenue?
they would have a deal with whatever stadium
yeah,
they're going
exactly,
to, and they'd say, you have to go through us.
Us, yeah.
That's the only way that you can sell these tickets.
And
That's how
so
this
you
business
potentially couldn't book if Oasis was saying to Melbourne Cricket Ground, wherever they do these shows,
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
we want to do your thing. We
works. Yeah,
want to
they'd
get
say
rid
we're
of the
locked into a
middleman.
contract. We can't.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And they have the
So I guess they've made a huge investments. If they've locked in, they've probably paid whatever these venues a lot of money beforehand. to
Perhaps,
buy-
but I do know of much smaller predatory companies such as yours and ours. I don't even think that they give them money. I think they just
Really?
say, yeah, well, make sure you've got live music there all the time. Just sign this extremely predatory contract.
I wouldn't know.
And-
I don't know about that, but yeah, there's
I'm sure that they have like some monetary deal with these people.
Dude, the music business is just fucked. It's just like even like it's not just what do you call it? Those guys, the those ticket companies, but it's like labels are pretty known to be like withholding funds. You know what I mean? Just being like, I don't know how anyone makes a dime.
We've talked about this. I think musicians are
Aren't
one
the
of the
best
most
businessmen.
vulnerable
Yeah,
communities
yeah, yes.
of society that
Just
need to be protected.
mentally like severe, mentally like deficient, like not business savvy artist being like, me included. But like
Extremely sensitive.
yeah, the amount of shows I've done where it's just like, oh, I guess just pay us in beer, and they're like, oh, they didn't even give us the beers. Well, exposure. That's my life. That is my life.
And apparently back in the day, some venues used to pay comics. I'm talking about like the 90s.
Yeah.
Used to pay comics in cocaine.
That's
all right.
not
I'd take
bad.
that.
That's not bad.
You can sell that on.
Yeah, no,
You get a
that's-
brick of
and that's
that.
not
You
cheap.
buy a house in the eastern
They
suburbs.
don't give you a brick.
That's not cheap.
Yeah, but you rack it up. To
Unless
that.
you're Chappelle. Chappelle deserves a few bricks.
Dude, that's good. That would be a huge improvement to today.
Then like he's old.
Yeah, he's old or new. But yeah, no, I got to watch the doco, but it's like, you got to do it because you love it, right? I mean, this guy's managed to circumnavigate a lot of those situations, right? Just being like, I'm playing an RSL that seats 36 people. Like, you go
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
what I do.
And like,
I don't want to give them the satisfaction of getting a dime of my money. I
Yeah.
hate those companies.
Yeah,
Nah,
and
but good on
despise
you.
them.
And I respect that. I do respect that. It's just I'm a huge sellout, and it's like, but there's like Art Deco seats, so I'm sold.
yeah.
I'm sold.
Dude, I'm loving
Yeah.
this attitude of yours, just like always going after the big man. Because I know if you were like
is
any
sick.
other artist, you would have replaced us with Husey a long time ago. I like how you self-contain yourself
No, he's
to the
right,
point
though.
where like we're still around.
Yeah, it is insane that we're still
You
around.
like that.
Yeah, dude, of course. I like
yes,
that.
you're a
Did
fan.
did you hear the call we just took? I mean, there's serious problems with this podcast, and we're still.
And we're still here. Thanks to your contribution. Sign
know
up to Patreon for more of this content.
If you were a regular person and you had just gone with the flow, Husey would be sitting there. I'd probably be Abby Chatfield.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
That
Totally.
was your natural progression.
exactly.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then you would have just become like an Andrew O'Keefe, probably in jail by 40.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, look.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
But no, I same dude. You got to respect Jordan. Definitely has that. Like he might not like the music, but punk rock attitude, like legitimately DIY, which is like, it's a rare thing,
Well, I just really don't understand why anybody would want
Yeah.
to be ripped off. Why do people want
Yeah.
that?
Because,
That's
like,
what I'll never understand
the
about the
artists-
Dude,
psychology.
they're
of
chasing a
musicians.
life. Like all artists, they chase a life. They don't chase like, oh, no one should like mess with. No one should like take my fair share of money. They end up thinking about all that shit by the time they've lost it and they're older. When they're in the zone, they want a life. So like these Ticketec companies probably give them like great accommodation. It gives them like the rock and roll lifestyle that they're after and no money. And they're too stupid at the time to realize it.
It's brutal realization, Ali. We've got friends that have lived that rock and roll life. Many friends.
Happens with comedians all the time. Every time I'm
Does it?
touring with you, I speak to these guys in the green room. They're saying like how, and I'm talking about like comedians that haven't made it big. They're doing the grind. I hear horror stories about the Melbourne Comedy Festival, how they're treated.
Oh, we'll share. Come on,
Well,
any opportunity to shit on the Melbourne
okay,
Comedy Festival.
I'll tell you about a comedian who told me about their girlfriend, who was like one of the big ticket, but like new comics, up and coming, like all of that stuff, heavily advertised all over the posters at the festival. Gets to go to like those top venues. She does 2 months, or like the whole month. She does shows, and by the end of it, she gets a really good like accommodation.
Hotel.
She gets amazing hotel. All that stuff is great, but she takes back home $500 from like a month and a half work.
Jesus, that's brutal.
It'd be better if she was a sheep shearer up in the Northern Territory. She'd be making $1,000 a week with accommodation. I mean, yeah, it won't have soap or whatever, but
Yeah. So you hear
nice
these stories,
life.
and like none of them have good stories about that. They sell you the life, and while you're doing it, you're fine. You're like, yeah, this is great. You're hanging out with these other comics or somewhat celebrities in like good spots, drinking, but like by the end, you're still broke because someone took all of your labor.
and why? Just so you can be on Will Anderson's podcast or something. This is what you want.
No, this is not even for that. This is just to be like amongst the crowd.
That's what I'm saying.
amongst
Like,
the-
you just want to be in the crowd. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And not just like,
And then also, I'd imagine that you're tailoring your comedy so that you are approved by these people.
that much I don't know, but probably, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you'd
There's
have
no
to.
way. There's no way like my act is ever going to be sanctioned by
No.
the Melbourne Comedy
Not
Festival.
yours. Not
No,
yours. Definitely
no.
not yours.
Unless you get so famous that they want to like
Too big
just
for
steal
them.
your money too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Look, Netflix will agree to you if you're Dave Chappelle, essentially. That's what I mean. Like, all of these corporations, at the end of the day, they all worship the dollar. So if you can be like a red hot comic, but still gets in like unbelievable amounts of people, they'll like say whatever.
They'll say whatever.
Yeah, they'll say whatever you want them to say.
It's a tough world out there.
All right, well, there you go. So we'll move on from that. So it is a rort and try to. Yeah, so how do you fix it, miss?
Dude, it's
Advice for
Dude,
the patrons.
This is how you fix it. Regulate the industry. Break up the big, not the banks, but the big companies. I think that's the only way. I think that's the only way, because they screw. All these acts. They don't have an alternative other than to go with those companies. So then all the smaller venues get chewed out. So because they can't afford to survive because they're not getting any bands in. The whole thing's just screwed, I think.
So you think artists should like bite the bullet and go for like a smaller, shitter venue?
I think so, but I don't know.
Because in the long term, I think it'll be good because they'll keep a lot more of their money.
Yeah, definitely.
They might sell less tickets, but
I don't know
But
how.
all of the advertising is already on the internet. Like as if we need Ticketec to plug.
Could Oasis just play the stadium without using like Live Nation or
Well,
no?
apparently Jordan's saying that you can't do that.
So
'cause
what, they
have
own the contracts for whoever plays there or
Yep.
something? So the ticket company's winning and the stadium's winning, which is privately owned, right? So they don't give a shit, right?
No.
So they're screwing everyone, really.
Yeah, everyone.
So those need to be somehow regulated, but you can't.
Yeah, I don't think it's just, this is just what happens. Like, the world gets monopolies, and I don't think that regulations or anything is going to change anything of that. It's
Really?
just, that's what always happens with everything.
And it just never.
And then the economy collapses and it starts again.
Is there something that the average guy that buys tickets all the time can do? Like,
No.
can we do
no
anything?
way, dude.
No,
they
there's
can
nothing.
boycott, but the thing is that people want to see
Yeah, but
Oasis.
people want to see it, so they're not
Yeah.
going to boycott.
They're not going to boycott. I'm boycotting it, but just not a huge
Hang in
fan.
there, miss. Fight the good fight.
You know, like
I'll be at the front with
Yeah,
a acoustic
Live
guitar,
Nation must go.
an acoustic guitar, a harmonica, and a sign written in paint. Live Nation must go. And I was
You know
like,
who
Yes,
should
yeah.
get credit?
Young piano man.
Yeah,
So,
write a book about it. You don't need a fancy music concert to have a good time.
Follow me on.
I think Louis C.K.
Just gotta check that I'm in the right tone.
Louis C.K. deserves some credit because I remember like buying his tickets for us and he didn't go through any of that. You had to buy it on his website.
Yeah.
And dude, the tickets were like $60.
Yeah, you can do that, and the Jordan
was
does that.
cheap,
You can do that.
And it was
Well, that's why you're paying you $200 every time.
yeah,
it's all the
I think
add-on.
that's what because
Yeah.
like if Louis C.K. can do like a full-on show for $60 when everyone's I think other artists are too lazy. They'll just go to their people and this is the modus operandi.
Yeah,
and no one's willing to like take the risk of like, how about I just put it up on my website and plug it on the internet?
but the big bands won't get the venue if they do that. That's the problem.
But you can. You might not get the top venue, but there's other venues that will be because the venues
dude.
are also pissed off at these companies.
I know, but for Oasis, there's 2 stadiums in each city in
Okay,
Australia.
maybe Oasis is the one that we have to. They have to do this, but
Yeah,
I'm talking about like all of the others.
There's huge, dude.
Taylor Swift and Oasis, fine.
Yeah, Green Day, they have to do it. All these huge bands, and the thing is,
How
people.
is Green Day then?
Yeah, they're selling fucking stadiums, but the thing is,
Too many
people
millennials.
want. They're like, oh, I know that because I heard it on Triple M. So that's who they want to see, I guess. So
All right, okay.
the demands. I don't know. Support your local whatever bands.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's the one.
update today. There was apparently another foiled assassination attempt on Trump.
What?
It was not.
Yes.
Are you
So he was doing a speech in Vegas, and the cop stopped a guy who gave them a very shitty fake VIP pass, which they looked at and were like, this is obviously fake. And then they searched his car and they found a bunch of guns.
Oh my god.
And
Trump is going to get killed.
the
at some
cop
point,
said
right?
that he foiled an assassination attempt, most
my
likely.
God.
But the guy says they were just there for his protection.
Yeah.
For his protection?
Yeah,
Against Trump. He was scared that Trump was going to shoot him.
Or anyone else.
I mean, the
Or
funny
anyone
thing is,
else.
how can Trump be like, he'd probably be like, I'm very glad he had his protection. We should all have our own guns. Like, how can he talk against
I don't know how it works in his mind.
Yeah.
Dude, I think like again, you'll hate me, but on Andrew Schultz's podcast, I think he also is kind of like wary of these constant assassination attempts.
Is he?
Because he was saying like the Iranian government, they have a hit on me. All of you guys are. I am surprised you're doing this podcast because you could be killed.
Oh
and everyone was like, well, we didn't know that one. But and he's like, in fact, I'd say to Iran, I don't hate you. Why are you killing me? I don't hate you. I'm gonna be good for everyone.
Yeah, of course.
So it is getting to
What
him
does
a
he
little
mean by
bit.
good for everyone? Like,
I
what
think
about
he's
when he
just
signs
saying don't
executive
kill
orders
me.
to kill someone? Is
Yeah.
it gonna be good what's he mean by that?
I think he just means don't kill me, bro.
Don't kill me. I'm
But
cool.
that guy's not scared of dying. Come on.
Man, everyone
can't be,
is
hey.
to some
I
extent.
know, but I think he's not. He talks about the assassination attempt in his life like it was a ratings thing. Like it was just like he talks about it being like, if I didn't turn my head, I wouldn't be on this beautiful podcast right now. It's like you don't seem very like this isn't a deep thing for you. It seems quite superficial. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got his photo op out of it.
Yeah.
And that's what he's happy about.
Like everyone, I know how people are saying like it's badass that he got up and was like fight, but it's like it is badass, but it's also kind of psychotic.
Yeah. I know what you're going at.
You know what he also said on the Andrew Schultz podcast? He said,
I gotta watch this podcast.
I wanted to finish the speech. I was like, okay,
Right.
I will finish the speech. But the security of no, Mr. President Trump, you can't do this. This too much danger. I said, calm down, everybody. Where's my shoe? Let me finish the speech. No, President Trump, you have to go. And so I had to go.
Oh my god.
Wait,
I don't know.
hang on. So he just brags about it now. Is that?
Yeah, he's saying that he would have finished his speech.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a
He
very.
probably would have. He
Yeah.
honestly, I wouldn't put it past him.
I mean, there is that president who got shot back in the day, and he did finish his speech. Remember, way back.
yes.
So like, it is a very American thing, but like, I don't know if it's a sane thing.
Yeah, have you seen that one where his wife gets killed in the background and he still
What?
continues?
No.
It deflects off of him,
Oh.
kills his wife.
What?
Sitting on stage. They drag her to the hospital and he's
No.
like, everybody calm down, let me finish my speech. This
What?
some Asian
Oh,
politician.
okay, right.
Where?
Yeah, that's insane.
I think Korea? I don't know. But some Asian.
Shit. Now, where
He
was
didn't
I?
know that the wife was dead, right?
No, he
thought,
did
it's gonna
know that his wife was just fatally shot.
Jesus, and it was really important to be
Tough
like,
call, you know? Tough
Yeah,
call.
super important.
You
Yeah.
want to
be
seem
like-
strong. You want to seem firm, like you're in control. This is
Yeah,
the
but-
most important thing in your life.
Yeah, but all he was going to
Not
say was
gay.
Samsung is really good. Did I forget to say that? And I already said it 4 times. Just want to stress it. They're really good. And LG doesn't stand for life's good. Did you know that?
Well, that's how I found out about it.
There was that. We what do we have to
We got
do?
memes?
Okay. Yes, we look at let's do react. There's a couple of things that we have to react to.
Okay.
Firstly, there's our producer, the Stig, has sent this video and he says that you should react to this and give us your thoughts.
Turn the lights on.
Yeah, oh my god, I don't know why we're on the Herald Sun. Okay, look, what we'll do is we'll react to Pingu memes first.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I'd like to read that article. Do they have what it takes to take the brown low next year?
You're into it now, eh? Are you keen?
Okay, here we go.
I just
All right,
want to keep
ready?
up to date.
Miss Love. What?
Okay, that's Miss Love smoking a cigarette, but
What does it say?
what?
Miss Love when he
Miss
wakes
Love when he wakes up.
The nightmare begins again.
Ah.
Oh, that's good. That's very true. Thank you for that. You nailed me.
King. He's done it again.
You are
He has done it again.
You're a comedic
He's a genius.
Genius.
He's so good.
Fish. Holy crap.
Excuse me, I understand that the Sandboy chips are back. Is that good news for Australians?
Oh, it is for Australians who love chips. Now I hear they're Australian owned. Everything stays here. Something about Sandboy takes me to a happier, simpler time when chips were chips and Sandboy owned chips. I love the twin pack too, because while they open one, I hide the other pack later on my own or with my wife. We both have fun together.
With your chips?
With our Sandboy chips. Sandboy chips are the most fun you can have while holding a bag.
Excuse me, I
Incredible.
understand
Thank
that
you for
Sandboy
bringing this
chips
to our attention. I forgot entirely about the Zoot
I
review
didn't, but that is so good to see that again. Zoot review.
with Dave Hughes.
Yeah, I'm sure those.
Isn't it
chips-
amazing that the peak of fame in Australia in the 2008s was that?
Oh, it's so
Being,
good.
isn't it amazing
Sandboy
how
sucked as
controlled
well.
media was back
Oh my
then?
god! Now just shade the line, Hughesy.
Sandboy. I keep saying it.
It's incredible as well that, like, see, this is why you don't appreciate Hamish and Andy and I do.
Why?
Because that was the landscape that they had to maneuver around. And to say anything funny in that environment. Can you imagine coming up with something entertaining to say in a Zoot review about the LA Ice of chips?
Well, no. I mean,
Yeah,
you
this is
could in the
sacrilege for a North Shore guy. Sandboy is the caviar of
you
chips.
You could in today's environment, but back then where it's like one wrong word and you are done. It's like, I understand. It's impossible. He looks very scared there. It's like, yeah, I give them my kids. These obviously aren't my kids. We enjoy them a lot.
Yeah.
And you know he just put one in his mouth and spat it out straight away. It's like, get it out. Get it out. It's disgusting.
All right,
Tomato flavour.
we got more.
Yeah. That is, thank you, Vish. So good.
You've done it again. See, all of these memes are incredible, but you need to sign up and give us money for the rest of your life on our Up Late podcast to understand any of the context. But just know, Vish is much better at everything than anyone on this podcast or any of the listeners.
Definitely.
He's summed it up. In fact, I feel really bad because he's given away all of our primo content. Really,
Yeah, maybe-
he summed it up in
Yeah,
a sentence.
just-
Not even a sentence. He's just got Pinga going. "Meh."
It's so good.
All right, three more. Come on.
What? What are you talking about?
I just think Pingu does
Dude,
half
Vish
the-
is in today.
This one's too meta for me.
Yeah,
Vish.
same. I think he's got it though. Pingu is just hilarious.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
figured it out.
Who's been stealing your thoughts?
It's too real.
You are too good. I've got him saved as the guy from what's his name? The guy from who have I got you saved as on my phone?
Hank Scorpio.
Hank Scorpio, but that might be even better.
That is me doing stand up now.
That is. That
He's got it in
also
one.
also
That's
is
my life.
And the audience, that's the audience. Slow down. Who's trying to kill you? Amazing.
also for context. Sign up to the Friendly Jordies podcast Patreon and listen to the
He's
uplates.
got you in one.
He's got me in one. So bad.
Who's been stealing your thoughts?
This is going to be me from now on. I'm the homeless guy from The Simpsons.
Yes.
Okay, so here's
A
my
little bit.
Simpsons character arc. I started off as Nelson Muntz. Moved on to being the It Stinks Jay Sherman.
Yep.
Hank Scorpio for a while in my prime, and now I'm the homeless guy.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what's
at least I've lived a long and progressive life.
Oh, it's so fun, dude. I'm sorry, but that is how it feels a lot of the time.
No!
It's so funny. Jordan.
I can't handle it.
Look, you've been winning so hard that you got to take some reality. That's just so funny.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like I'm winning if that's me.
Well,
I'm a homeless man yelling on the street.
about the greens, dude. It's true. Have you read this book? Look at this chapter. I'm like, okay, I don't know if this book's really related to the Greens. It says Greens. I suppose it is.
This is what Miss Love's saying. Yes, the answer is yes. Now.
What am I saying?
You're just saying you saw something, you
yeah, then
heard
it's
something.
real.
That's
Okay,
it.
our last segment that doesn't require a react. So there's recently, one of Kanye West's employees who worked for him in 2021, 2022, 2020 and 2021 is now suing him for sexual harassment and all that stuff.
Legend.
And one of the stuff that came out in the trial or like in the legal communications is that Kanye has a kink for having, with his partner's mom.
Oh my God.
So his current wife, he was messaging. Okay, this is a true screenshot convo. I don't know if it's true, but like it's in court, so it seems legit. So he messages his current partner, who by the way is Aussie, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
That, hey, let's get your mom over. I wanna, blah blah blah, while you watch. To which his girl replies, his now wife replies, she's married. How about I come over and tell you about all the men that came in me over the weekend?
And that's Kanye's second kink.
I don't know if this. I'm just telling you. I'm just reading the facts to you, my friend.
Facts. Wait, we're not talking about Diddy anymore. This is Kanye.
No, this is Kanye now. And he allegedly.
Why are they all such psychos?
Allegedly, that at one point, Kanye talks to his employee who is doing the case against him. Says, "I want that girl. Maybe I can get her to model for my brand. However, how do I convince her to let me be with her mom too?"
I mean,
Who's he saying this to?
This is to his employee, who is now filing a case against him.
Why are they such freaks? What's going on?
I mean, look, Kanye always was a freak. Let's be real. That man had never had his
I
head
don't understand
right.
how they got to that point.
yeah, that's
I think that's just a man who was divorced and was going insane. Just
Kanye's
all
a
sorts of vile shit.
But it sounds like this is something that's been brewing
Now the question
quite
is,
some time.
do you think he had sex with Kris Jenner?
That's what I'm thinking. Probably.
I thought.
I guess so.
Dude,
It seems like this is how things roll in Hollywood.
He was with them for years.
Kanye was the one that was just like, P. Diddy's a bad man, right?
No.
No, I think Eminem.
Yeah, he was. No,
Eminem says P.
No,
Diddy's a
Kanye never
bad
went to
man.
his parties or anything.
Really?
I've done my research.
I'm sure there was some other reason for that. I don't think he was against.
Yeah, I think
the
it was just like-
parties.
Right, true. Now
It was just like, there's a bunch of bar maidens there, but their moms ain't there.
that man's sick. Yeah.
That made sick.
You know what happens? When people get too much money, they just lose their freaking mind. I think that's what happens.
Always?
I
No.
think most of the time.
Most of the
Like
time.
you look at characters like Bill Gates, who seem very reasonable until recently. You're like, oh, they're billionaires,
What
but
do you
he's
say?
got he lives like a middle class man.
Yeah.
No, dude, like Epstein shit came out. He had his Hawaiian shirt on, unbuttoned. The 70-year-old dude driving a sports car, looking for they're all crazy. It all happens.
That's fucking.
Wow.
It's because the internet was like all coming out how insane that they all are. And I, for
Why,
one, I'm for
if
it.
you were living in that zone where like everything seems,
Superfluous.
like not superfluous, like everything seems achievable, like you are living truly like a king.
Yeah, like extra avocado on a
Just-
burrito doesn't excite you at that point.
No, so you want to keep up in the ante.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
You keep upping the ante, no one stops you, you keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like a lot of people around you won't.
And so really
stop
the
you.
only thing that is stopping you is your material limitations.
Yeah. I have
Which-
From
You
all
have
of us
none.
being Kanye
yeah, I have
and
I
being
have-
like, yo, two's mom.
I have it on good yeah. Think about it.
I mean, she is a very attractive lady. I don't want to say anything bad about her.
good cook.
Good
do
cook,
worse.
yep. Now that I'm thinking about it, what's your mom doing?
Yeah. No, but I have it. I've heard I have it on good authority too that there's like it's quite a like known thing or whatever. That there's like jets that fly around, like super, private jets, and like Leo DiCaprio just flies up there like screwing models in the air, and then just lands and just like leaves and shit.
Yeah, but like okay.
That good authority is me.
Was that you? Well,
oh my God, the dementia. I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
Hey,
that was my story.
Well, whatever. It's still good authority.
You stole it from me.
Yeah, but you're lucky I said good authority.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm Kramer and you're Jay Peterman. You're stealing my bits.
Yeah, well, give me something. My bit now.
Oh. Can I at least get something for it?
Yeah,
Can I get one of the many steaks you've promised over the years?
No,
But
but
like-
you get
No.
the fact that I
Right.
called it good authority, so I didn't say bad authority. In which case,
Yeah, that's true.
Jordan, okay,
But I don't consider myself a good authority. I don't.
what's the line?
you
Because
had a legit source.
I had a legit source.
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, what's the line? Because I would assume that Leo does that, and I want him to do that. But I also
want him to do
I'm
it.
also like, I mean, look, you can live your life, but what I'm saying is like, there needs to be an aspect of consent. Like, how do you strike that balance where like because you're Leo and you were the star of Titanic and all of these movies, you should be having sex with models if you want to, but as long as the models also want to do that. Like,
Well, I think
how
I don't think that Leonardo DiCaprio would find it hard to
Yeah,
find a
I
model
don't
that
think-
wants to have sex with
yeah.
him. I don't
No,
think
you would've-
It's not the same as like the guy that's at the Denny's bar.
you would assume that about P. Diddy too.
Yeah, I don't think that P. Diddy had a problem with that. I think
Like,
that
dude,
he
he
just
is
kept
literally
upping the
in
ante
jail.
until he did have a problem.
I think Diddy, when you start kidnapping people or whatever, that which is apparently what he did, right?
yeah, but
Sex
were they
trafficking?
kidnapped consensually?
I don't think Leo's doing that.
That's the question of the courts now, isn't it?
Is it?
Isn't that the question now? Isn't that
Were they
basically what it's like?
kidnapped? Oh god, I thought, I don't know. I'm not having.
Because like I don't know what they've got on him.
There's like another
Heaps
100.
of oil. That's it.
There's like some other 100 women that, by the way, have come out in addition to the initial stuff.
100. Wow. So we all, after all these years, we find out that Bill Cosby was a prude. Is that what's going on? Like
Yeah.
it gets to another level.
Holy crap! Yeah.
And every generation keep getting more perverse.
But dude, like you have to be honest. Bill Cosby was a shocker. P. Diddy, not so much.
What do you mean?
Like when P. Diddy stuff came out, I was like, yeah, okay, I thought
Yeah, I would
that
have
was
guessed it
happening,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
with Bill Cosby,
And also on
it
top
was
of
a
that,
shocker.
yes, and I'm sad about Bill Cosby. Not sad about Diddy. Really glad to see him rot in jail. But again, as we've said many times on this podcast, I'm not even talking about his. The legal things is just cream on the crop. The true crime was his music.
Speaking of, did you hear about? There's this There's a YouTuber who was with, that KSI and Chunks crowd called Young Philly.
No.
You might have seen him on like your feed or something, but he recently got arrested in Brisbane and was extradited to Perth on sexual assault charges as well.
What?
Who?
Why?
Young Philly.
Is he not?
Young Philly, of course.
Look, if you
How
were,
could we not know?
If you were 19, you would have known who it is.
Oh yeah. Is he
He's
an
one of
Aussie?
those like
Is he an Aussie?
he's British, yeah,
Why was he extradited to Perth? It's not a colony.
because he
anymore.
did it in Perth allegedly.
Oh.
Yes, this man doesn't look like he'd be considered for any sex crimes at all.
Young Philly.
Well, look, he was on like all these like British black YouTuber channels.
Right.
This is so weird.
He's
It's
like the famous
You're
guy
so
amongst
famous.
kids.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah. I don't-
Seems like the acts of like a very desperate man.
And Australians like keep referring to him as a rapper, which he is not. It's like if Mislove gets arrested, but instead of him being called a podcaster, they keep saying that he is a musician.
Or entrepreneur.
or
Truth.
Yes.
Truth.
Finally.
Anyways,
He's an
that
entrepreneur. He
was
sells
a
socks to gay
Side
people.
note, if you guys didn't know about Young
Used
Philly.
socks.
And it's entrepreneurial.
I mean, it's a new market.
It is.
All right, we're out of time.
All right. Well, I'm going to look into this Young Philly. I can't keep up with these.
Yeah,
people.
don't worry about
Young
it.
Philly.
It's just something that would be kind of news if you were
Young.
Gen Z.
Thanks for joining us on this truly cooked podcast. Sign up to the Up Late for I can't believe I'm saying this. It'll be a lot more like
It'll be worse.
turned down.
Far worse.
No, far more chill. It's really